Time to go in depth on this Tuesday, an especially sensitive topic so soon after Mother's Day. Children up for adoption in Pinellas County and around the U.S., they're looking for forever homes. The Heart Gallery of Tampa Bay is looking to make that happen with special events and community outreach. I spoke with Tiffany Faykus, the executive director of the Heart Gallery of Pinellas and Pasco. She shed some light on what it's like for these children and what people in our community, like you and me, can do to help. Joining me right now is Tiffany Faykus with the Heart Gallery of Pinellas Pasco. Tiffany, good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, we got a big event coming up called CelebrateMeHome.org is where you go, that we're going to talk about Heart Gallery kids. Who are these Heart Gallery kids?
These are children right here in Pinellas and Pasco County, our kids that are waiting for homes. They are in foster care. Some of them have been in foster care for years, and they want someone to love them.
Now, they're all ages, correct?
Right. We focus on the hard-to-place ones, the ones that need a little bit extra help with the recruitment. So we have primarily sibling groups, children with disabilities, or a lot of teenagers.
A lot of teenagers. Who need a home so badly. And the whole deal with Heart Gallery, you have professional photographers that take professional pictures of these kids so they can be shown in their best light.
Right. It's a way to raise awareness about these children, to recruit families for these kids, and we also do targeted recruitment and match events as well.
Okay, and the event Thursday night at Tropicana Field is?
It's at Tropicana Field. It's a way to raise awareness and to raise funds for our mission.
Okay, so if you want to come to this event, how do you come to the event?
You can buy tickets. Tickets are still available. Go to CelebrateMeHome.org or call our office. I think the number is going to be on the screen, and we would be happy to sell you a ticket.
Okay, now, I had the opportunity, and I've done some of these gallery things before because I just love what you guys do. And
thank you.
The need for permanent homes for these poor kids that get shipped around to foster care. We want to show a little bit of a profile of one of the one of the gals that I happen to meet. She's 14 years old. Her name is Emily, and we'd like to introduce you to her right now. Just watch.
There, watch out.
Let me introduce you to Emily.
And sometimes I trot with her like this. Come on, come on, come on.
She's pretty good with horses.
Her name's Lady.
Hey, lady, how are you?
Her name's Lady, but she really doesn't act like it.
But if Emily had her way, forget the horses, she'd be an actress.
And I get really bored and I do stuff like that. And
You're
then
so introverted, though. I don't know how you're going to make it. Don't let the laughing fool you, though. Life hasn't been easy for a girl who's been in the foster care system for 10 years.
There you go.
There's been a lot of tears cried through the brush strokes and at night.
I really want a family, and I cry and I cry, and I mean, yeah, I sound like a wuss saying this, but I sing myself to sleep, but usually I'm crying myself to sleep because it's been so long since I've had a family and know what a family is.
Emily was actually adopted at age 8 by a single mom, but that fell through because the woman wasn't providing enough care.
She wasn't the right person for me, and I guess, you never really know who's the right person or not until you actually meet them and spend time with them and actually live with them.
Amazingly, Emily isn't bitter, but what she does want is a chance to have a real family and maybe regain some of the childhood she's lost.
I think family is very important because for me, I've never really had a real childhood. After I left and went to group home to group home to group home, I've never really had that time where I could just sit and play dolls, or I could just laugh until I drop. And
don't think Emily sits around, though, feeling sorry for herself. She's a real survivor with big plans.
I want to be an actress.
Really?
Yeah.
A drama queen. The stage. All the world is a stage, right?
Yeah, I've always wanted to be an actress since I was really little, but at times I want to be a lawyer or a judge. I have conflicts with myself. I could be a doctor, a nurse, an RN, a registered nurse.
Don't you know that's completely normal?
Yeah, but then I want to be an actress, and that's just out of the ordinary, whoo!
No, that's not so out of the ordinary, Emily. And someday your forever family will help you sort through those dreams and help you make them come true.
Love that.
Well, Wow, and you know, I have a hard time not getting teary-eyed about that. You want to change the world, folks, you do it one child at a time. And I've been amazed by Emily, and I've talked to some of these other kids, and their resilience, despite the fact that they have been rejected so many times, sometimes they can't even keep track of the rejections.
That's right.
This has been an opportunity, though, for you to do something. Now, I always tell people, you know, adoption is not something to be taken lightly,
right.
But don't think you can't do it or you have to be a billionaire to do it.
That's right. I mean, most people don't know that if you adopt from foster care, all your expenses are covered. They pay for in-state tuition to any college, medical expenses. I mean, adopting from foster care is has a lot of advantages.
Now, we had James Shields a couple of years ago because he is an adopted child, and one of the things that I discovered in our own family, we have an adoption that's just taken place, and so you don't realize how your life is enriched when you invest who you are as a person into other people who need that so desperately.
Right.
Why is it so tough for teenagers to find adoptive families? And again, like in Emily's case, having been through, and she told me the specifics behind each one of those events, and I say, Emily, none of those were your fault.
Right, that's right. I think if people are intimidated at the idea of bringing in a child that age into their home, that we have a lot of success with empty nesters because they say, you know what, I had a teenager, I had a challenging teenager, and I know how to handle that. And that's one thing that we're really trying to focus on is post-adoption support as well, that when you adopt one of these children, you're not alone, that there's a community of people that are there to support you, because it does take a family and a village to support some of these kids.
I want you to repeat that, because you're saying again one more time, because a lot of times I've heard people that the reason they have adopters is they think, I'm out there on my own, it's all new territory. But you're right, once somebody knows you're adopted or you've adopted somebody, this entire community just comes together. And particularly, you know, you feel so bad for the foster kids, because again, through no fault of their own, the foster care system is all right, it does good stuff, but man, there's nothing like having a permanent family.
No. Every time I tuck my children in at night, I think of all the kids out there that don't have someone to tuck them in, don't have someone to say a prayer. I mean, that's one of the basic things that you give a child. It's a feeling of love and security and belonging, and that's what these kids need.
Now, we see that Emily needs a home, but tell me about a lot of the other success stories, because I know a couple of years ago we saw this one family that adopted 3 or 4 boys out of one family.
Right. Well, we're featuring next week another success story, Justice and her 3 brothers, a sibling group of 4 kids. We featured them 2 years ago as our family that needs to be recruited for. Well, they were adopted last November, all 4 together, and they're going to be at the event next week. Justice is going to be speaking about her new family, and these were first-time parents. Debbie and Leslie is the first-time. Leslie and Danny are first-time parents, and they adopted 4 kids, and they are doing beautifully. We spent time with them, and I'm happy to say that they're doing a great job. So don't be intimidated. I mean, it's possible.
So Tropicana Field, what time does the event start?
It starts at 6 p.m.
And so there's a meal that's involved with this as well?
There's a reception, lots of activities, a cocktail party, and then a fabulous dinner, and then a program featuring our Master of Ceremonies, Al Rochelle.
Yeah, nobody can screw up reading people's names like me, right? Well, you know, like I say, there's not going to be a dry eye there, because when we put this piece together, didn't want people feeling sorry for her, because she's a very resilient, she's a good teenage gal. She really is. But those teenage issues, she needs some guidance along the way.
She does.
And she will be so grateful for that. Tiffany, thank you so much.
Well,
and
thank you for
Heart
having
Gallery
me.
of Pinellas Pasco, incredible work. CelebrateMeHome.org. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.